Jamie back from Inky&Scrappy with our Let's Start Stamping series. Today we are going to do a little bit of stenciling, a little bit of interactive, and we're going to play with some hair gel. I did one of these, I don't remember, it was in one of my series that I had done, and I tried it with hand sanitizer. Don't do that. It doesn't work very well. I mean, it works okay right away, but over time it's a little on the volatile side, I guess you could say. And so it doesn't work in the long run or in the grand scheme of things, if you will. So just keep that in mind. I'm using Tailored Expressions today, the Lava Lots. It's a die set with the coordinating stencil. It comes all in one. I have my die cut pieces are already in here. So it has the outline, so if you want to do a shaker, you can do a shaker with this one. This one will just cut your whole panel, a hole in your panel, or that background piece for your panel. The other options are, of course, doing the die cut, either die cutting out the images that you've stenciled, or die cutting pieces of paper and laying them on there and doing a layer that way instead of actually using the stencil. So you have a few different options to go. You can do it any way you like. We're going to do some stenciling today, and we're going to make a squishy card. Why do I call it a squishy card? Because we're going to be able to squish the gel inside of the lava lamp. It's fun. I like to play, and I love interactive. So that's where we're going today. I need to start with my card base. So I have an A2 size card base here, and you can do this a couple of different ways. We're going to do it this way, and then we can maybe try to do it the other way. No, I'm going to cut out a hole in the front panel, and then we're going to actually stencil on my card base. I just don't want it to be too many layers, so this way it'll cut back a little bit on my layers as we're going. So I hope that makes sense. Let me grab a new battery, of course. So before we can actually do any stenciling, we need to get our front panel on first. Or not on, but we need to get it cut. So I'm going to cut this one at 4 1/4. Do I want to go? I'm trying to decide which angle I want. I think we'll go this way. I was trying to decide if I want my rainbow going this way or if I want my rainbow going that way, but I think we'll go this way. So I'm going to cut this to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is the front of an A2 size card. And then we are going to pretend line it up. No, we're going to line it up on here. And we don't necessarily need that piece today. You can definitely think about it. I probably will I'll probably cut a different base as well for this one because it doesn't match my cardstock. I'm thinking, I just want to make sure placement wise that I'm in a good spot. And I'm going to hold that down with some washi style tape and then run this through my die cut machine to cut my hole in my top panel here. And then I'll cut 2 different color cards. Ooh, I got scraps. Is this one? That's not going to be big enough, but I could definitely get that on the front. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my piece cut, and this one is just going to pop out here, and this will allow us to stencil on the back panel here without having to guess too much. So I just pop it up a little bit with my fingers here so you can kind of see, and I'm just going to kind of give myself a little pencil guide underneath. This is just going to help me to line up my stencil so you see where my pencil line is. I just need to aim for the middle of that one. And let's see, we'll go with this one. So the stencil has an etching on it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this will give you, it's going to go above and beyond where I need it to go. So you're gonna probably pencil or stencil over a couple of those lines, and that's fine. That just means that it's gonna go beyond where we need it to go, which is kind of perfect. And I'm just gonna put a little piece of tape washi there to hold it down. Grab some blending brushes. Oh, the colors we shall use. Let's see what colors are on our background panel. So there's like, I want to go with something that's going to be a little bit on the darker side. So maybe a purpley pink color. We could do, those ones aren't going to be very dark. Let's go with, let's go worn lipstick. It's going to match our actual lava lamp, I think, which will kind of be fun. And I'll grab this one. So I'm coming in with the Distress Oxide, but you could definitely use just regular Distress ink or any other of your dye-based or pigment-based inks. Keep in mind, if you're going to do multiple layers on this one, you're going to probably want either a dye and a pigment. So do the dye first and then go over it with the pigment, and the pigment ink will cover up that dye ink. But if you want the like colors to go through each other, picking a different color would be fun as well. But I think we're good with this one. I don't think we need anything else. I'm going to add a little bit of sequins onto the inside. So you see how we have our kind of our lava lamp flow, so to say, is going to be behind that panel piece. There's really not a lot else to do with this one. I'm not going to lie. It's fairly quick and simple. So the other thing you need for this one is a baggie. Works really well. I have two of them here. Both of them will fit within my confines. It's just kind of, you know, whatever you have on hand. These ones held, you know, either bling that came or something along those lines. And I'm just going to open it up. And if you're from the 90s, the LA Looks hair gel used to be a thing. It stinks. I'm not even gonna lie. It's disgustingly stinky in my opinion. I'd say I put about a tablespoon in there. You could maybe go a little bit more. You wouldn't need to go any more than that. I found the one that was blue. It's alcohol-free hair gel. So ultimately I would look for something that's not scented. This one like seeps through the bag scent-wise. So if you are sensitive to smells, this one might not be a good one for you to do. Just gonna put that one out there. Now, because I think it's fun, I'm gonna add some little hearts that I picked. I think these were from Target a few years ago. A few as in like probably 8. I don't know how long ago. But I'm gonna put some little heart sprinkles in there. You don't want anything too bulky, I don't think, and you don't want anything that's gonna pierce your actual bag. So I'm gonna try to get all the air out of that and close it up. Now, here's your two options. You can go like this and hope it doesn't open. You can, if it's big enough, you can fold it over with tape and do it that way. You can do a seal of tape there. I run and put mine with my lovely little vacuum sealer. So I'm just gonna go vacuum seal. I'm just gonna put that nice hot piece over there and then I'll seal it shut so I don't have to worry about it leaking out. It's totally up to you, but otherwise I would say the double-sided score tape along the inside on the top. If you're using a fun size baggie, does that make like a snack size baggie, you can definitely fold it over with the glue, put it on the back side. As long as you make sure that it's sealed good, you'll be fine. I like to like make sure, so I'm gonna go run it through the Food Saver bag sealer. Now, if you don't have a bag sealer but you want to get something that's cheap and simple, this one is just one that it hangs on my fridge. It'll seal. You might have to do it a couple of times, but it'll heat up and it'll seal. You just go across it and it'll seal. I'm pretty sure it needs a new battery. But that one would work too. That one I picked up on Amazon for like super cheap. It's just a handheld bag sealer. So if you can see, it's sealed on the top here. I think we're pretty good. I sealed it twice because I think I sealed it down here and then I sealed it up there because I wasn't positive. So that's pretty much all we do with that one. Then we're going to take some double-sided score tape and we're going to adhere our little baggie onto, keeping in mind that we kind of want to keep our tape on the outside of our little tick marks that are still there. And if we go over, say, the bag line, like if it hangs out of the bag, it won't matter because we're going to cover it again with that top piece anyways. So I'm just going to put my 4 pieces of tape on there, remove the backings, and then I'm going to position it so hopefully I'm in between those lines. And then you have a fun little, so you can kind of still see, I put a lot of hearts in mine, so you can still kind of see that background lava lamp stuff, but you also have the little heart sequence in there and you can move it around. It's just kind of a fun one to play with. And then, so then we have this one to put on there. Now this one you can choose to go no foam, but I would go at least with a thin layer. This is 1 millimeter thick foam, so it's not very thick, it's fairly thin. You could go with a little bit thicker if you wanted to, but it doesn't need as much foam as like a shaker would use. And so if you have like Big Mama's thin foam tape or something that's similar, that would work fine. You wouldn't have to go with two layers of foam, like 2 little mini strips. I like to do the 2 because sometimes it's just easier than dealing with that one thin little itty bitty one. And I don't need a full one here, so I'll eyeball it and see how close we're. Well, I mean, eyeballed it for the full width. So there's that. Okay, so for this one, all I'm going to do is remove my strips here. I didn't add a sentiment yet. I will get there when we get to the end. I'll probably end up doing a 10. Okay, couldn't tell. Okay, I think we have all of it removed. So then I'm just going to center this over the top onto my card front panel, and then I can smush it down on the sides. So I like the fact that it's going to bow out just a little bit here, so you're going to see that it's a little bit thicker than my actual card front. And that's why I like to not put a super thick foam on it, because I think it's just fun to do it that way. You have options. You can definitely use the frame that came with it. It is going to inlay into that cutout section if you want to. I like more of it to show, so I'm not going to add that one. And then we just have to add in our 2 little pieces here. So if you don't have the actual die set and or the stencil, right, you could definitely find a shape, a die cut shape that you would think of as a lava lamp and make it yourself. Like, you know, find dies. Use what you have on hand. Any stencil that kind of has a fun pattern to it that reminds you of a lava lamp would work for this one. And then we'll just put our lava lamp base on the bottom. And we'll put our top on the top. I love the extra glittery pink to this one. So we have our little lava lamp with or without your little frame in there. So if you're going to put the frame, make sure you're using like a glitter art glue or barely art glue. Ranger's collage medium would stick to that plastic bag. Certain glues aren't going to hold very well on the plastic, so keep that in mind. Play with it because that's what we're here for. And then we need to have a sentiment. So this one has a coordinating sentiment set from Tailored Expression. So it has I Lava You, Stay Groovy. So it's mini strips. Lava You is the name of it. So this one, you stamp it out and it cuts out, and then you get the coordinating die cut and it'll cut them all out at the same time if you have it. If not, you can cut them into simple strips and go that route. Ultimately, we're not gonna use the die, we'll use the stamp set, and I'll just hand cut, and we'll go that route. What color do I want to use? I have lots of pink, so I guess I'm going with pink. So I'm gonna take my stamp, my pink, and we're gonna set that one off to the side. So if you have like 70s stamp sets, like Groovy or something like that, would be fun to go with that one. I'm trying to think of different sets that I have that would have similar sayings if you like that sort of thing. I'm going to go with the VersaFine Onyx Black for this one. It'll give us that nice crisp impression. One and done usually, and usually it's fairly quick. So I have a few of the simple sentiment strip sets. They're just they're fast, right? So you can just throw them on there. They come with, I have the mini strips asymmetrical. I'm pretty sure they have like a flag end one, maybe just a square end one, because I have the bigger one. Oh, it's not in my box behind me, but I have the bigger one too for the bigger sentiment ones. But ultimately, you don't need to have the die set for it. You can just use your cutter and cut them in little strips. So I think we're going to go with Stay Groovy. That one's not going to work. Let's go back here. I think we've got two. We'll probably be good with the two. So Stay Groovy and You Are Mesmerizing and Stay Groovy. I think we're going to go with those ones. And let's pull the card back in here. So I think the Stay Groovy will go. And we're going to do, I'm just going to cut this one straight on that one. And then for the other end, because it's got the little square to line up the die, I'm going to cut that off, but then I'm just going to snip in the center just a little bit, and then from the corner to the center of that strip, or that snip. Of course I'm using my big scissors, I should be using my little baby scissors. Please behave today. It's not going to behave today. Okay, so we have the You Are Mesmerizing, and I think the Stay Groovy, we're going to go from the other end with that one. Again, cutting that one off. Switching to the proper scissors because it'll make my life easier. If you are looking for these, they do have a 4-pack and they're called herb scissors, and they're by the same company, and they're like 4 scissors for $10 instead of 1 pair for $10 or 1 pair for $6. So just keep that in mind if you're looking. I found it and I was like, you're kidding me, right? Why have I been paying, or why did I buy some for extremely more expensive than I needed to? So I'm gonna add these with just some glue. I was trying to decide if I wanted to overlap my top piece or if I wanted this piece, but I think I want to leave it free and clear because I want to be able to play and squish it without damaging or creasing my little sentiment flags here. So we're going with the Stay Groovy, You Are Mesmerizing. And then on the inside, this one could definitely be Valentine's Day. That's kind of where we're aiming today. But it could also be a birthday card, just a thinking of you card, anything like that. And of course, it's kind of fun. Go ahead and put some little baubles on the outside if you want. Make sure your card base is folded all right and proper. Unlike your instructors, I'll probably just trim it off later. It's fine. It's just bugging me now. Okay. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I don't know if I'm doing the inside yet because I don't have anything laid out for it. So those ones aren't Valentine's ones. I just don't have a good sentiment in mind. I'll probably throw in some of the other ones. So I do Peace, Love, and Lava Lamps on the inside. And I'm just gonna do a straight snip, and we'll throw that on the inside here. So Peace, Love, and Lava Lamps. You could definitely build another lava lamp on the inside using that stencil again. Well, and we could just go like that and throw that one on the inside. But I have to make sure it's gonna stay inside of my lava lamp. Okay. I need, oh, you know what? I have a stencil piece right here. So I'm just using the negative. Is the negative? Yeah, it's the negative piece. So I'm just going to use that negative piece and then come in and do my ink blending over the top. This way it will stay in the confines of where I need it to stay. Where did my blending brush go? So I'm just going to come in with my blending brush. If I had a little lava lamp stamp, I would just, stamp that up and throw that in there. But this is fun. It works quick and easy, and I already have this one cut out. So I think we'll just go like this. I'm not going to put the top thing on it. Maybe I'll put a little piece on the bottom. Okay. I've got glue everywhere. I mean, nobody would know that I'm just sneaking this one out here. See what I mean when I say you can build your own lava lamp? I'm taking the negative and just wiggling one together here. Throw that onto the bottom. Stay in your home. Okay, there we go. So you wouldn't have to do the inside piece. It's just a little added extra. But there we go. So there is our fun little jelly-filled lava lamp that has the ooey gooey gel in it to kind of move around, squish and play with. And then of course the inside peace, love, and lava lamps. And because I was playing with it off camera the other day, I'll show you some of the other ones I've done with this one. So you light up my life with just some, I think I used some Cloud 9 interference inks on the inside, so they're kind of, you can't see it, but they're metallic. And then this one's just a Valentine's Day card, and then I just did some little heart stamps on the inside to come up, so you wouldn't have to do the stencil piece. If you had like some little hearts, that would work. If you die cut some pieces, I'm pretty sure I did that in one of these. This one is another shaker, and then Stay Groovy, Peace, Love, and Lava Lamps, Happy Valentine's Day. And then another one. This was a heart. It's from Lawn Fawn. It's their lacy heart stack or something like that. I tried to do the glow from the lava lamp. I don't know if it worked very well. But anyways, I love you. You lit up my life. And this one is just a shaker, so using that piece instead of doing that full cutout piece like we did on that one. And then you have that fun one. And that one is the same on the inside. And then You Glow Girl. So this one is another one of those, just a fun squishy card. And this is a thinner plastic, and I can smell this one. The other one was really thick, and I can't smell this one as bad. I can still smell it, but it's not nearly as strong as this one was. This one was so bad when I did it. It was just, so, you know, if you're not into scents, make sure you get the scent free kind. Oh yeah. So You Glow Girl, and then You Sparkle on the inside. So definitely, you know, just a lifting you up card. It doesn't have to be a Valentine's Day one, but I did definitely go Valentine's in my theme for these. So these will probably be some Valentine's for my nieces and nephews. But so lots of different ideas with this one, but it's good full size for an A2, and it's just kind of just a fun and simple. So many ways that you can make this one go. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have an amazing rest of your day. Keep getting inky. Bye.